Chelsea Football Club Mauricio Pochettino comes out openly and speaks about his sacking, why he left Chelsea, and most importantly, some excuses. Not gonna lie, the quotes were brilliant. Furthermore, Matt Law comes out with a briefing because it's exactly that. Chelsea Football Club have most probably, or somebody at Chelsea would have given him some information that they're perfectly fine with the rotation, and I'm here to talk about it because the pitchforks for Enzo Maresca are out again. I'm here to defend him, I can't lie to you. And finally, Chelsea Football Club's owners, Blueco, already have Strasbourg, already own Chelsea, now they're adding a super Brazilian club, and this Brazilian club is massive. It has produced some of the best players ever, and more importantly, we're going to break down the impacts for Chelsea Football Club, because they're huge. Before we get started, 1,000 likes go a long way. A lot of you say, why do you need the likes? The likes tell other people you like this video, and they come and watch. Trust me, YouTube suggests it once you hit the like. And finally, I am creeping up to 45,000. I'm like 1,500 away. Subscribe, it's the nice thing to do. You will enjoy the content. It's consistent, it's to the point. 15 minutes and you're ready to go with your day. I am Alexis, this is the Kavkas View. Let's get into it. Matt Law comes out with a brilliant article, right? And the article essentially says that Chelsea Football Club, the directors, believe at this moment in time, Chelsea need to rotate. They are fully encouraging Enzo Maresca. They're willing to accept everything that comes with the rotation. If there's points drop, they believe in the long term, Chelsea's going to benefit. In the long term, Chelsea are going to have their players fit. Chelsea are going to be able to get a better consistent set of results, and they're going to reap the rewards. When everyone else is tired, Chelsea will be fresher. For me, I think this is just common sense, right? We had the Club World Cup. After the Club World Cup, with a short period off, it impacted the way we started our season. And all of a sudden now, the games have amped up and we're seeing inconsistent results. Good games, bad games. And what's happening is the players aren't performing well. The rotation is part of the process. Maresca said it himself. When I rotate and we win, it's fantastic. When I rotate and we lose, why did you rotate? And he's spot on. The problem here is, though, what Maresca needs to learn from is rotating is not the issue. It's the players you select that's the issue. For example, if he went Hato and Josh yesterday, no one would have complained. Toussaint is the problem. A lot of people are saying Toussaint is not the problem at Chelsea. Hato made the mistakes. Everybody next to Toussaint makes a mistake. Chalobah plays next to him, makes a mistake. Josh plays next to him, makes a mistake. Hato plays next to Toussaint, makes a mistake. Chelsea Football Club is too high of a level for Toussaint. It's not his fault. At this moment in time, he has reached the peak of his career. Chelsea Football Club is a level he was never meant to reach. He reached Chelsea by becoming a free agent, coming in. Chelsea brought him in for experience, and Chelsea brought him in to absolutely just be that good egg, the leader in the dressing room, because they had lacked leadership from a certain experience level. Since then, Toussaint has been okay, but now we're seeing too much of Toussaint. Toussaint is meant to play 1 game a month, 2 games at most. He should be our 5th choice centre half. He should be lucky to be at the club, but yet Toussaint religiously gets consistent minutes, and we are sick and tired of him. And because everyone's sick and tired of him, because he's making mistakes, his performances are getting worse. And the worse they get, the more he panics and the more mistakes that occur. Hato now is getting a lot of criticism. Hato's not good enough for Chelsea. It's funny how it works, isn't it? 19-year-old makes 1 or 2 mistakes in 1 game, and all of a sudden he's not good enough. Oh, he's a left back, he's not a centre back. Wrong. He's played 110 games in his career for Ajax, right? He was the captain of Ajax. He was the youngest ever captain of Ajax, to be frank. And he played over 69 games at centre-back. The rest were at left-back. A hipster manager came in, played him at left-back, and all of a sudden, everyone thinks he's a left-back and can't play centre-half. This kid would not have made it this far in his career if he can't play centre-back. He is a top prodigy. Don't play him next to Toussaint. Give him a reliable partner. He's going to be good. Furthermore, if Hato makes a mistake, I can live with it. I know he'll be better in a few years' time. When Toussaint makes a mistake, we don't know he's going to be better because this is his best. This is his level. He's peaked. I will give Hato time, purely based on the fact that I know what this kid can become. I know what Toussaint is. There is no point giving him time. Maresca, the more you play him and the less you play Josh, the more I'm going to crush it on. Things like this, I can't excuse. Rotation is part of the business. Not playing Josh and picking Tussin because of his passing, I'm going to crash it on you. Maurizio Pochettino thinks it's time to talk, and he had an interview with TalkSport, and I can't lie to you, I never liked Maurizio Pochettino when he was Chelsea manager, right? In my head, it's not because he's Spursy, I just thought he was a loser. I genuinely mean it. Like, I looked at him, I'm like, you've done a good job at Southampton, you got the Spurs job, your best achievement is getting to a final and lose it. That's your best achievement. I can't respect that. You went to PSG, you are absolutely a mockery at PSG. You're a loser. You got the job at Chelsea, and honestly, you were nothing but a loser. So for me, I can't respect him as a footballing manager. As a person, most probably me and him would have a good beer, make some steak, talk about life, maybe talk some politics, maybe talk about traveling, would most probably get along. Football-wise, I just don't think he's very good at his job. So when he starts talking and he says, all of a sudden, I took over at Chelsea and they hadn't won a game at Stamford Bridge for 6 to 8 months. Firstly, is it 6 or is it 8 months? And then he goes on and says, oh, we've won the game. So it was a difficult season. It was a 12th place team. Firstly, you took over for that 6 to 8 months. 2 of them were pre-season, so there was no games. That team went on sabbatical. It literally was on sabbatical. From February onwards, when Potter got sacked, everybody knew the season was over. Those players knew they were leaving. And it became Frank Lampard's Ruin Your Legacy tour as a manager. Because we won 1 game in 10, and that was against Bournemouth. Everything else, we were getting slapped on a weekly basis. It literally was, surely we can't lose again. And then it turned, can we score a goal? We were a mockery. So when he comes out and says, I had a difficult job, I took over. No, you had an easier job. Because the bar was on the floor. You just needed to be consistent and average. And nobody would have cooked you. But you somehow managed to maintain us for half a season at 12th. Then he went on and said, look, both parties wanted to end it. Both. And he was very clear that both parties, he wanted to leave and they wanted to leave. And we know now, since the event, that this is true. Paul Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart wanted him gone. There was even a statement that there was a whole 20-page reasons of why he had to leave. They went and done a case study on why his formation does not meet the needs of the club. He needs to move on. They need to get a new manager, and they went and got Enzo Maresca, and I can't lie to you, I feel like we've been a better team for it. But we also know he wanted to go. We know he wanted more control, he wanted more power, and what he wanted was Conor Gallagher to stay, Chalobah to stay, he wanted Thiago Silva most probably long term, and what he wanted in essence was more runners and less technical players. He wanted athleticism in the team, and in the long run, I don't know how we would have been. We were a good attacking team. Say what you want, he empowered Palmer, he empowered Jackson. Noni was looking really good towards the second half of the season. The problem was we had no midfield. We were a donut, and we had no defense. I think we conceded 64 goals in 38 games in Premier League. So I don't want to hear none of this nonsense that he was a good manager. I think it was the right thing to do for us to go our separate ways. He did add, though, at the end, I wish Chelsea the best. I still talk to the players. I talk to some of the coaches. I want them to be successful. I think they will challenge. That doesn't mean anything. That's that courtesy when you leave a job. Oh, you know what? It's good people. You basically leave on positive note. Maybe one day you'll come back and work there. You never close doors. The problem is I don't want him ever to come back. And his words don't mean much to me. So I'm just breaking down his comments and giving you my opinion at the same time. I think that Pochettino has done a terrible job with the US nationals team. I keep tabs on him. I listen to a podcast called Court of Side. They're 2 American guys. One Irish, one American, but Irish-American. So he lives in New York, and they both cover the US men's national team along with the Premier League and everything else. And they are not happy with Pochettino's work and the level of detail they go into it. I'm telling you now, Greg Berhalter was a better gaffer than him. And that is worrying because the US men's national team has a lot of talent. A lot of talent that he's not utilizing properly. Before you continue, you should have hit the like button by now. You've enjoyed the content, you made it this far, and subscribed because you obviously don't want to miss the Kavkas View. But now we need to talk about Blueco. So Chelsea fans are very excited about the possibility of Chelsea acquiring Santos. Those of you that are asking, well, why are they excited? I'm going to explain to you. Number one, Blueco want to build a conglomerate of different clubs where they're going to essentially have a multi-club system. They're going to develop their asset, and one day they're going to sell this Blueco and they're going to make a shit ton of money, for lack of a better word. Because it's going to be one team in South America, one team in France, one team in England. And what they're doing here is, Strasbourg is an old historic club, right? They're not massive in France, but they are going to be built up, and they were bought on a bargain. Chelsea Football Club is one of the 4 biggest clubs in England, without a doubt. Like, genuinely, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea. I think that they're the big 4, especially in the last 25 years. Santos is one of those in Brazil. Like Flamengo, Santos, Palmeiras, like, they stand out. You think of them and you're like, yeah, these are proper teams. These are the Brazilian club teams. So if they manage to get their hands on Chelsea and Santos, this portfolio of clubs for them looks massive. But I think the biggest positive for Chelsea fans is this enables us to get brilliant young talent. So look, we signed this Estevao already, and he's had to play at Palmeiras and then for a year, then come to Chelsea, and now he's settling in. There have been instances like Kendry Pais, who was too good for the Ecuadorian league, couldn't move to England because of visa issues and being underage, under the age of 18. So what ended up happening is he wasted a year of development in Ecuador, to the point where his gaffer there said he needs to leave Ecuador. He is far too talented for this league. He's not stimulated, and it's impacting his results, his commitment. So they basically said he has to go. The perfect opportunity there would have been move him to Santos. He's not too far from home. Well, he is far flying distance because it's a massive journey, but he's close enough where he can literally go home. The languages are similar, Portuguese and Spanish. The cultures are very similar, and all in all, it just makes a nice pathway before he comes to Europe. But what ended up happening was the kid came in January, had to sit, had to wait, and only then got a move to Strasbourg, and now he's struggling there. You can really tell the kid is struggling there. In essence though, what it enables Chelsea to do is acquire the best young South American players, get Santos to buy him, build Santos's name up, because at the moment Santos is fighting in a relegation battle, slowly but surely develop it and have managers prove themselves in Santos. Players prove themselves, and a pathway straight to Chelsea or a pathway straight to Europe. It is going to be absolutely amazing for Chelsea Football Club, for Blueco in general. And the big thing here is, how is the Brazilian faithful going to take it? A lot of you, I don't know. A lot of people are negative about Blueco, but all I'm going to say is, look at what they've done with Strasbourg. A club that was fighting for relegation, if I'm being honest, all of a sudden now is a top half team. Finished top half last year in the Conference League. Could win the Conference League this year. Got absolutely crazy amount of young talent. Yes, they're not going to retain them long term, but they're enjoying watching their team. They're competing at the top of Liga at the moment. They're in a title race. This is the key. So for me, it's very exciting to see what's going to happen. I really hope this deal goes through, but there are serious conversations, and apparently Blueco could own up to 49%. That's the new information that's come out recently. If you guys want more Kavkas View, I've got the reaction to the match yesterday against Carabao. I go into great detail. I rant. I break it down though in good detail. Check it out. Let me know your thoughts. Peace out. I'm out. Have a lovely day. Bye.